Hello, welcome again to Thrive. Thrive in life, thrive in business. As a Christian entrepreneur, you can thrive in your business using the methods that are stated in the scripture. And that's what we do on Thrive. Today we are considering the art of pivoting, knowing when to change direction in the business you are running. All right. Acts chapter 16, I will paraphrase verses 6 to 10. I'll paraphrase. During the night, Paul had a vision of a man of Macedonia standing and begging him, come over to Macedonia and help us. After Paul had seen the vision, we got ready at once to leave for Macedonia, concluding that God had called us to preach the gospel to them. The art of pivoting. Okay, so Paul and his team tried to enter Asia. The Spirit prevented them. They tried to enter Bithynia. The Spirit will not allow it. Then Paul had a vision, a man from Macedonia calling for help. They concluded that God was calling them to go there, and then they went there. That is a pivot, not a failure, not a loss of direction. A Spirit-led course correction that opened one of the most significant chapters in the history of the church. So the ability to pivot, to change direction in response to genuine market demand, market feedback, or divine redirection without losing your core purpose or momentum is one of the most critical skills in entrepreneurship. Pivoting is not quitting. It is the difference between being committed to the outcome and being committed only to the original method of reaching it. Some people will say, I came to this market, it's a biscuit market, and I'm supposed to reach out to only children who are going to primary school in the mornings. But then there is a whole market of people waiting who are saying, we just need biscuits for special events. You can pivot in biscuits for children, or you can say, I will pivot in biscuits for special events. It depends on what God is leading you to do as a child of God. 3 lessons, as usual. 3 lessons today. What the difference between quitting and pivoting? Quitting is abandoning the mission because the difficulty is too great. Pivoting is changing the method, changing the market, changing the model or direction because the evidence is clear that the current approach is not the right one for the current moment. You know, there used to be few photographers in the days back, few photographers, and usually you will see some uneducated women who are the photographers. They have a studio and then they come for your naming and all of that. They are very few, and then all of that. But over time, it became a market for the educated, and then they pivot into something else entirely. It's no longer just about taking one picture in one studio. It has become something that is now widely accepted everywhere. They found something that sells beyond what we were doing before, and then today we now have much gadgets. In one event, the drone is flying. In that same event, there is a camera mounted. There are 3-4 cameras mounted in the same hall, and all of those things. That market has changed drastically. The same photography, but it pivots into something else entirely. All right. So you must understand that the mission for a person like Paul, he did not quit his mission. It was still the same mission. The difference is that he didn't go to Bithynia, he didn't go to Asia, he went to Macedonia. He's still doing the same work, but in a different location. All right. That is pivoting into a different geography. The mission, taking the gospel to people who needed it, remain unchanged. For the entrepreneur, the same distinction applies. You can pivot your product, target market, pricing model, delivery method, or geographic focus without abandoning the core purpose of the business. The mission stays the same. The method becomes responsive to the reality of the moment, no longer the same thing that they used to do. All right, that's the difference between quitting and pivoting. Number 2, the signal that tells you a pivot is needed. The most reliable signal is consistent, honest feedback from the market, telling you the current approach is not solving the problem you think you are solving, for the people you think you are serving, at the price you think they will pay. When that feedback is clear, persistent, and comes from multiple independent sources, it is not a sign that your idea is bad. It is a sign that this specific expression needs to change. When you start getting consistent feedback from the people who are supposed to pay for this task, saying, we no longer want the same thing you are giving, we want a different thing entirely, then you should pivot into something else. All right. So other signals that you will see is that the business model is not producing margins, financial margins needed for sustainability despite your honest efforts. The target market or the target customer is not the person most drawn to what you offer. the delivery method that worked for 10 customers is breaking down at 100. Like when you are doing something for 10 people, it works. But when you want to scale it to 100 people, it no longer works. Then you know that you need to find something that a different approach entirely. That is a signal that what you are doing needs to change, that you need to pivot into something else entirely. But the same business, but you pivot into a different idea. Number 3, how to execute a pivot without losing what you have built. A well-executed pivot preserves what is working while changing what is not working. Step 1, identify clearly what is working. Your core expertise, your existing customer relationships, brand positioning, whatever is genuinely working is the assets to protect through the pivot. Step 2, change the minimum necessary. Not burning everything down, but adjusting the specific elements the evidence says needs to change. Step 3, communicate the pivot clearly and confidently, not apologetically. Because people come, when they pivot into something else, they now come to the customers and because of what we were doing before was not working, we needed to change it. That's apologetic. People will stop patronizing that kind of business. Pivot presented as failures lose confidence. Pivots presented as strategic evolution based on what the team has learned creates confidence. It creates confidence. They demonstrate leadership that is responsive, honest, and committed to getting it right. So you are telling people, oh, we got a way to do it better, to serve our customers better, instead of saying, oh, what we were doing before was not working. No, we got a better way of serving our customers faster, in a more, it's about the customer. Your customers will increase. Those who are buying before will continue to buy, and all of those things. New ones will join, and all of those things. So you need to learn to execute the pivot so that you don't lose what you have already built. 3 things you should do as a way of applying this lesson. Number 1, assess whether your current business is showing pivot signals. Apply the market feedback diagnostic. Is consistent, honest feedback from multiple independent sources telling you that the current approach needs to change? If yes, what specifically is the feedback pointing to? Number 2 is, if a pivot is needed, define exactly what is changing and what is staying the same. Then you write it down. The clearer you are about what you are preserving and what you are changing, the more confidently you can execute the pivot and communicate it to everyone who depends on the business. And finally, stay attuned to the spirit's prevention. Paul recognized the spirit's prevention at Asia and Bithynia. Are there areas of your business where you have been forcing doors that will not open? Ask God honestly, then listen with genuine openness. What is it exactly you want me to change in this business that is not working? What do you want me to change? Then with openness, you go ahead, work on that and change it. And then you see the result that is necessary. I hope this has blessed you. I will see you again tomorrow, another day. Have a great time.